Confession. I have a little boy who's almost 3. Confession. I have never been pregnant. How can this be? No, not immaculate conception. I call it immaculate adoption. Yes, I just made that up right now. So I clarify this at the outset, not because it's important, but because it isn't. Pregnancy is beautiful and amazing and hard and worth it, but any journey to motherhood is a holy journey. Little lives, literally in your hands. Little minds soaking up everything you have to say. Little souls, your responsibility to protect and nurture, care for. It sounds magical, doesn't it? Rainbows and unicorns and going to the bathroom alone have nothing on that fairy tale. Is it sometimes like that? Yes! Lord, yes. Is it sometimes not like that? Yeah, totally. Yeah. So this video is for the times when your life looks more like Bates Motel than This Is Us. When you're nauseous and emotional. When you are struggling to stay awake for another feeding. Who else has almost dropped their kid while they were feeding a bottle in the middle of the night? Almost. Didn't really. For those times when your skin is saying, girl, I've had just about enough. When your feet are begging for a break and the cankles have taken up residence. When your nether regions are begging for mercy after delivery. When you're attempting to balance your blessings without losing your mind. Don't get me wrong, hashtag the days are long but the years are short could not be any truer. I know that full well, believe me. But what we're going to cover in this video is how to make those long days seem less hairy, scary, and hard by utilizing the tools of essential oils. Now before you get all panicked and worried about pregnancy and oils or infants and oils, let's clear up a few things, okay? I am me and you are you because God made one of me, not two. That's a line from the Bible Time Nursery Rhyme storybook that my mom used to read me when I was little. Every mom is different, every situation is different, every baby is different, every pregnancy is different. That's a lot of variables. So what you're going to hear from me is the latest in safe practices, dilution ratios, and precautions for mom and baby. But listen, this is really important. Eyes up here. You are an empowered mama. That means that you get to choose. It's your pregnancy, your baby. I'm just some lady who you may or may not even know. Because using essential oils for health and wellness purposes, it's a really personal decision. And that is never more evident than when you're carrying around a baby. Out touching your belly. Don't touch my belly. There's not an oil for that. Well, there is common sense. We have to put it on them. Maybe worth a try. The other thing you know is that I'm not a doctor. I am a mom, I am a mental health counselor, and I am a total essential oil nerd. So you'll hear me talk about using essential oils to balance your emotions because that is my jam. Also, I'm a child of the 80s, so I say things like, that's my jam, and cool like that, not sorry. So let's talk about how to use essential oils safely on the littlest of the littlest of the littlest ones, from birth to age 2. So there is a short list of essential oils that are recommended to be used with caution around children from birth to age 2. I say short list because it literally is very short. Basil, juniper, hyssop, eucalyptus, peppermint, and wintergreen. 3 of those, eucalyptus, peppermint, and wintergreen, are the ones that usually get the most attention. Very frequently, people will use eucalyptus or peppermint to help support their respiratory system, and having that around young children or using that around infants to help do the same thing can, in exceedingly abundantly rare cases, be shown to cause respiratory distress. Now I say rare cases because I encourage you to go look at those cases. They are legitimately extremely rare. So in your quest to be an empowered mama, you are going to do your research. You are going to look at those and say, hey, I choose to use those with caution, or I choose to avoid those altogether. Totally, completely your choice, because it really is up to you. You're the mom. Congratulations. So what's the other reason why certain oils are to be avoided? Well, think about it. Babies are fresh from God. They have extremely thin skin and they are very tiny. I wasn't tiny, I was like a 10-pound baby. Sorry, Mom. So for newborn to 2 months, you're literally gonna use 1 drop of a single essential oil. Just 1. Do not go putting oils neat on your children. And you're gonna put that 1 drop in a 10 ml bottle like this, and you're gonna fill it the rest of the way with carrier oil. That 1 drop is gonna do everything that needs to be done in your tiny, tiny baby's system if you choose to support it with essential oils. They're gonna last you forever. So the safest place to use this roller is on the baby's foot because it has more pores and also has less sensitive skin than the rest of the body. For infants aged 2 months to about 6 months, you can still use 1 drop, or you can go crazy and put another drop in there. 2 drops. Fill with carrier oil. These are a bargain, y'all. When your baby hits about 6 months to the year mark, you can use between 1 and 3 drops if you want to up the ante a little bit. However, I always say if it's working and continuing to work, then continue to use it. Now there is one caveat there. When you're using an oil and it continues to work, there's sometimes when it stops working and you're like, what is going on? So in those instances, I recommend not necessarily discontinuing using oils altogether because they don't work. But what I recommend is switching it up a little bit. So if you use lavender for bedtime in a roller for your little one, maybe switch it up and use frankincense instead. Or switch it up to a drop of peace and calming in a roller. There's a lot of different things that you can do with essential oils. There's a lot of versatility to them, so keep that in mind as you're using them. If you get nothing else out of this, start low and go slow. Don't be dumping oils all upon yourself and on your baby. With a diffuser, the particles of the essential oil go up into the air. The molecules then go in through your olfactory system and go into your body. It's amazing how they work. And that's why I say start with just 1 drop. I also recommend starting with the absolute mildest of all oils, Young Living's Pure Lavender. And again, when in doubt, dilute. You can never, ever go wrong by diluting your oils. An essential oil is called hot when it's hot to the skin, to the touch. It can create a sensitive reaction on the skin where it's put, and that's again why I recommend the feet first. However, if you find that an oil is not responding in the way that you would like it to, then your best bet is going to be to grab a carrier oil of any kind, almond oil, coconut oil, grapeseed oil, even olive oil from your kitchen. Heck, butter would work in a pinch. And you're just gonna rub that carrier oil over where that reaction is. And that's gonna help calm everything down. That's true for you, mom. That's true for baby as well. Any skin reaction that you're not quite comfortable with, dilute more, dilute more, dilute more. Again, these oils from Young Living are super pure, which is what makes them super amazing. But that's also what makes them need to be diluted so heavily. Other oils that you may purchase from other places may be pre-diluted, which has its disadvantages, if I'm honest, because you don't know necessarily what's put in that bottle. With Young Living, there is a process that can be trusted so that you know that the very best is in that bottle. If you want to research more about that, you can go to seedtoseal.com. Another thing you may want to remember is that if an infant or child has been recently given antibiotics or a vaccine of some kind, you will probably want to hold off on using any essential oils for a few days. Vaccines are very potent and so are essential oils, and although they don't frequently interact, it's always a good idea to take a more cautious approach when you're presented with a situation like that. That being said, personally, we use essential oils multiple times a day, every day. Our child is over age 2. However, even when he was little, we would use them multiple times a day, even when he was getting vaccines or when he was on a dose of antibiotics. We would continue to use them. So for us, it was my empowered mama choice, and it was a safe one. But again, you get your own empowered mama choice. That's just a heads up. So we talked about the infant oils to avoid, but guess what? There's even more infant oils that I consider must-haves for every home. This is especially true when you've got a new baby in the home. So those favorites are lavender, of course, frankincense, lemon, copaiba, digize, and purification. Some others that I love are Melrose, Peace and Calming, Gentle Baby, and Myrtle. Another of our favorite infant must-haves is rose ointment. It is good for so many things. You can use it for circumcision site, for umbilical cord, or for mom for sore nipples. So let's talk a little bit about some mama must-haves. You're the one carrying that baby, pushing that baby out, and caring for that baby. So let's get you some good stuff, huh? Stress Away is one of my very favorite oils. It's my Jesus Take the Wheel oil. Seriously, take it. There's also a number of oils that are fantastic for labor, including Trauma Life, Joy, and Valor. All three of those are wonderful emotional support blends. Trauma Life is fairly self-explanatory because, let's face it, if you're giving birth, you've got a watermelon coming out of your lemon hole. Joy is also an amazing oil to have diffusing in the labor room. And Valor is an awesome tool for emotional support to give you feelings of courage and empowerment as you deliver. Another Young Living product that is sworn by for the mamas in our community is Clariderm spray. I have it on good authority that they make something called a padsicle. It sounds awful and yet amazing. There's also combinations of essential oils that you can use for more quickly expelling the placenta and bringing the uterus back into tone. For that, it's best to do a massage on the abdomen of geranium, lavender, and jasmine with a carrier oil. There's also essential oils that will help support lactation. For increased production, fennel is your best friend. And if you're looking to decrease your supply for any reason, peppermint is the way to go. Let's face it, pregnancy wouldn't be pregnancy without a little or a lot of morning sickness, right? So for nausea associated with pregnancy, a wonderful option is lemon. Just inhaling the aroma of lemon can be very calming for the digestive system. The same applies to peppermint, although if you are one of the mamas that is empowered to make a different choice about peppermint, that is absolutely your call. Another really helpful thing is a supplement called Ningxia Red. That is one that we take every single day just for whole body wellness because it contains so many nutrients that our body needs. This is also so especially true when you're pregnant. Ningxia Red is a wonderful daily support for you. It's completely safe to drink throughout pregnancy and beyond. I mentioned Clariderm spray, which is a favorite with a lot of Young Living moms. That is one that is great for perineum care. Spraying Clariderm on the perineum every day for the period of 6 weeks prior to delivery can really help with your birth. Additionally, you can use a dilution of myrrh essential oil. And for aftercare, using cypress and lavender in a sitz bath is a lifesaver. I know you've got all the feels being pregnant. I know you do, girl, please. I know your hormones are every which way. So emotional support is super important when you're talking about not just pregnancy, but delivery and postpartum, especially important postpartum. So there's a number of oils that can really benefit you emotionally as you are in this experience of motherhood. One of my favorites is Joy. I use a drop of Joy applied over the heart in a circular motion, and that is wonderfully emotionally uplifting. Also, jasmine, frankincense, and bergamot are fantastic options for emotional support, as well as ylang ylang and orange. So I also want to spend a minute or two talking about the oils that you can use for toddlers, your tiny terrorists. That's the phase of life that we're in right now, and I can tell you essential oils have made a ginormous impact for our family. We use Ningxia Red every single day, not just for us, but for our son. That's a fantastic nutrient infusion for him because he only eats like dinosaur-shaped chicken nuggets and macaroni and cheese. Despite all of my training to eat vegetables, he's like, no thanks. Actually, it's not even no thank you, it's bleh, bleh. He's German or something. So homeboy gets 2 ounces of Ningxia Red every single day. We use Mighty Vites, which is a kid's multivitamin from Young Living. We use Mighty Zymes, which is a kid's dietary enzyme from Young Living, which helps him break down the food that he does choose to eat. We also could not survive potty training and the fun toddler years without Thieves Cleaner and really all of the Thieves household products, from dish soap to hand soap to everything under the sun. Thieves is our best friend for potty training, for when my kid eats dirt, so many things. Boys are gross. Boys are so gross. Did I say gross? I meant boys are a blessing. No, I meant gross. We also love the Kid Sense oil collection. Everything from Owie to Sleepy Eyes to Tummy Jies, things that little kids need. Digestive support, help with sleeping, help with boo-boos, all sorts of things like that. They're great oils that I can use knowing that they're safe for my littlest one. So that was a lot, right? Like, you're overwhelmed. I know, I'm sorry. There's a lot of information. I also really want you to know everything so that you can make the very best choice for you and your family. But here's the part where I make it super simple. Young Living makes it super easy to get started with essential oils. A lot of the ones that we talked about actually come in something called the Premium Starter Kit. It's basically short for 11 bottles of awesomeness and a diffuser. But that wasn't as catchy. So they went with the other thing. Not in charge of marketing. So the Premium Starter Kit comes with a ton of those baby must-haves that we talked about, like lavender and frankincense and copaiba and lemon and digize and purification. It comes with all of those that we talked about for babies. And even more importantly, it comes with Stress Away. Hello. Now there's other oils that we talked about that aren't in that Premium Starter Kit, but here's the good news. Once you get your Premium Starter Kit, you're what Young Living calls a member. Basically that means you're in the club and you can purchase additional oils using what they call a wholesale discount. All that is fanciness for cheaper. I like cheaper. You like cheaper? So when you get your kit, there's literally no catch. You get a diffuser, you get 11 bottles of awesomeness, and you get the chance to get other oils as you need them, when you need them. Not only that, they get delivered directly to you. You don't have to find me. You don't even know me. This isn't like a party thing. You get to log on to the website and order it yourself, and it comes to your house. It's pretty cool, like you're a grown-up or something. Because who among us doesn't shop on Amazon most of the time? So when you're ready to get your 11 bottles of awesomeness and your diffuser, you're going to go to the link right here and do that. But one of my favorite parts about it is that there's this oily community. There's a whole group of moms, of women who want to support one another and walk through this journey of motherhood and using essential oils to benefit our families. And there are arms open wide all through this community, and we would love for you to be a part of it. I got started using essential oils when our little one was about 6 months old, and I always call it the best impulse decision I ever made. I couldn't go back. I wouldn't go back. There's been too many amazing health benefits for myself and for my family. It's something that we dove into and that I have become so very passionate about. So I'm really excited to help you get started with your oily journey. Let's start your story.